Dr.P.Aruna Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Technology, Dr. lSNS Lakshmi College of Arts and Science. Today we are going to see about use case model in software engineering, that is in requirement model. So use case model, it plays an important role in the requirement modeling, unified modeling language. So use case are the description of functionality of a system from the perspective. That is, it shows the behavior of the system, how the user will see and interact. So it describes the functionality and user factors of the systems. That is an actor. Actor means the user and the developers, customers, the relationship between the both of them will be explained by the use case model. So at last documentation will be done. This is the structure of the use case model, requirement documentation. After that, we have to make a use case model. So it can be classified into different types: class diagram, activity diagram, sequence diagram, and state chart diagrams. Use case model are developed at different level of abstraction. So it should hide the important features, then it will extract only the major part of the working station. System components are classes. Use case modeling is an iterative and incremental process. Each and every time, if there is a requirement change, we can automatically change the diagram, but it also affects the documentation. So in use case diagram, it is basic UML notation. That is a unified markup language notation. It is a basic one. It can be understood by all the users. So these are the some of the components of the use case model: actor, use case, system boundary, relationship. This shows the example of the unified markup language, that is an use case diagram. So how the person or user can interact with an environment. Use case information captured. So these are the relationship we have to maintain while making the use case diagram. Actor, relationships with the other cases, preconditions, detailed, post conditions, expectations, constraints, and alternate method where we are using. What are the constraints required for analyzing the data? What are the exceptions we have to neglect, and what are the exceptions we have to face, and all we have to clearly define in the diagram. So actor is in sense in someone or something that must interact with a system under development. Either it may be a human or computer can interact with a real world application. That name is refers to as an actor. Actor can be a human or automated systems. It may be a computer or a system. Actor is not part of a system. UML notations for actor is stigma shown below. We have to represent like this. For student, we have to represent like this, faculty and employee. Like that, we have to show the diagram. So role of a user plays with respect to the system. So actor carry out a use case. A single actor may perform more than one use cases. Either customer or a developer can interact with a different structures environment. So it can be determined by observing the direct uses of the system. Then primary and secondary actors are also there. Primary actors acts on the system, initiate an interaction within system, uses the system to fulfill his or her goal, even sometime we don't have control over. But in secondary actor, it is acted on, invoked or used by the system, help the system to fulfill its goal. Sometimes system uses to get the job done. So, what is called a use case? The use case is a pattern of a behavior the system exhibits. Next, the use case or sequence of actions that can user takes on a system to get a particular target. It is a sequence of actions. So, the dialogue between actor and the system should be represented clearly. Use case typically represent a major piece of functional, that is, it can be functionally that is completed from the beginning to end. So we have to represent the functionality between the initial state to end state. It should be clearly defined. So initial phase, but may add some more after proceeding. Also, we can easily add it. So use case may be a small or large, depends on the project. If it is small, it may relate to a small project. If it is a long means, it may be related to a long project. So it can be easily grasped by non-technical users. This is the structure of the use case diagram. So rectangle box which represent the external versus internal entity. It is responsibility of the users. Next, this is the relationship diagram between the user and the environment. So, relationship association between use case and the actor. The relationship association means straight line, whereas an extension means dot line arrow. Generalization reverse arrow. Uses left arrow. Include dot arrows. We have to represent. So, entity relationship. There is a relationship between the login and the user should be represented by symbol, oval symbol. So it shows the behavior of the core users and cases. Enable to the factor, it shows the dotted line with an arrow point and label to extend the information. So from this I conclude the basics of use case model and its importance. Thank you.